Go Dom!
Okay, guys, welcome to Sportside, last one of the season. FA Cup final day, massive game, London derby, Chelsea versus Arsenal. Chelsea 8 times winners, Arsenal 13 times winners. Chelsea looking to make it 6 in 14 years, Arsenal trying to make it 4 wins in the last 7 years.
Damn.
Really excited about today's game. Our latest meeting against Chelsea in the FA Cup final was 3 years ago. David Luiz. It was an Arsenal 2-1 win, actually.
I don't actually remember that.
You don't remember that one?
You shouldn't struggle to remember Chelsea's history. That's not so long.
I don't think Chelsea lose a lot of finals, to be honest.
Well, you lost that
anyway.
Yeah. That was a 2-1 win, and David Luiz and Giroud were playing on opposite teams, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Let's just have a quick little check of what our Twitter poll results were. They've just come in. Chelsea with 52% likely to take the win, and Arsenal 48%. Neck and neck. Very, very, very tight.
Come on.
Baron, what do you make of those results?
Yeah, I thought that it would be a bit more comfortable than more votes for Chelsea than that, because it's quite close. But I think that the problem is Arsenal's FA Cup record is amazing, so you have to take that into consideration, regardless of what team they have now compared to before, which I think is a lot weaker. Yeah, I think Chelsea would shade it, definitely. Let's hope it will be the right result after the game.
A bit of bias there coming in.
Yeah, Tang, what do you think?
I'm not worried at all. I'm an Arsenal fan, as many of you know. Chelsea have had they're in 4th place. They've got a lot of sort of acclaim this season. A lot of the media, especially, bigging them up. They got an English manager, so that's standard. Anytime an Englishman's involved, they get a bit of positive press. Obviously, a few Englishmen in the team as well. But the facts are, Chelsea have lost a lot of games this season. They lost more games than Arsenal. They've conceded more goals than Arsenal. We've got the deadly striker on the between both teams, so not frightened at all. What's your initial summary, Dog Meat?
Honestly, I'm very, very nervous. I've got a feeling Arsenal need it more. Arsenal need it more, similar to the final last year in Baku when we lost in the Europa League to Chelsea.
Is it 4-1?
Yeah, it was something like that. I mean, I stopped watching after 3, but yeah, I've got a bad feeling of it. I think my heart will probably rule my head in the prediction, but I've got a little bit of a bad feeling about it, and we can talk a little bit about that now.
Well, I think like Emery's time at the club, we can basically just forget that. He's a bit like Freddy Krueger, right? He only exists in nightmares, so I think we can just throw that past behind us. Don't count anything that happened. Just pretend those years at Arsenal didn't happen, or the last year. We got Mikel Arteta now, my boy, doing a good job.
You look like him.
But he's doing a real good job. What I really like and what I'm really happy about is we've got a tactician. We could have easily gone like Chelsea and gone for the greatest player in our history, sort of the Thierry Henry, and look at the job that he did at Monaco. Obviously, he didn't do the best there. Patrick Vieira. There's some big names in Arsenal's history. Mikel Arteta isn't one of the invincibles. Didn't have the best career at Arsenal. It was a solid career, captain, won a few FA Cups, so he knows how to do it. He's also the FA Cup winner from last season, of course. Won it with Manchester City, so he knows what he's doing. Done it as a coach and as a player, so yeah, not worried at all. Ready for this.
Anything to add there, Baron?
Lampard exceeded all expectations. And he needs. I think it would be fantastic if he tops it up with an FA Cup win. And what a successful first season, to be honest, with the players that he had in hand, and obviously with the transfer ban. I think it's been. I mean, you'd have to be stupid to criticize Chelsea's season.
All right, we'll definitely leave that to later on in the sports side. I'm sure Tank's itching to say a few things there, but we're going to move on to sort of expected lineups, probable lineups. Yeah. Then we'll talk a little bit about strengths and weaknesses. But I'm going to go with, this is the lineup I'm going to think that Chelsea are going to line up with, and there's a couple of reasons for it. Obviously, up for debate with yourselves. I think Chelsea are going to start with Caballero in goal. I think they're going to keep him in goal. He played against Manchester United. He played their last.
What's going on with Kepa? Baron, world record signing for a goalkeeper, right? And now it looks like Lampard's about to bin him.
Did he get? I think he got dropped after the Liverpool game. Am I right, Baron?
Well, I mean, he should have been dropped from the beginning of the season.
But the FA Cup games, Caballero has been playing anyway, so I don't think that, like Dog Meat said, I don't think that's going to change. Just give Kepa a token FA Cup appearance when Caballero's practically played every game.
But what do you make of Kepa, Baron?
I'm sorry, I forgot to answer.
Well, didn't you tell me, you were telling me he's like the future best goalkeeper in the world? Do you stand by that claim?
It was because everyone was saying that when we brought him. That he
was
that
young, you and your one Twitter follower?
It was the Spanish press. It was the Luis Enrique. These renowned Spanish.
Tang, pull up a WhatsApp message where he says he's the best Premier League goalie or the top 2 goalkeepers right now.
We'll post that on Twitter later.
There's even talk about him getting sold, right? And Chelsea looking for another number 1 goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that I mean, he's not the right goalkeeper for us, so
we'll give you our second goalkeeper for like 100 million, Martinez.
That's an interesting one for Arsenal as well, right? We've also got a bit of goalkeeper contention this weekend. Leno was out injured, and now Martinez stepped in, done an incredible job. Fully deserves a shirt. I think Leno obviously is probably one of, if he didn't get injured, he may have been our player of the season. So it's a real tight one there. Just because of the fitness, I would say you should probably go for Martinez.
Fair. I've got a bad feeling that he's been so good, he's gonna make an error today. I've just got a bad feeling about it. So I'm really not optimistic. I'm really pessimistic. Just keep that one in the back of your mind. But,
all right, let's quickly go for the rest of this team sheet then.
I'm going to go through it very quickly, right? I think Chelsea are going to operate in their standard 3-4-3 formation. They play with their target man Giroud, and they like to play Mount and Willian in and around them. So Caballero, back 3, centre backs Azpilicueta, Zuma, Rudiger, right wing back Reece James. I think they're going to go with Jorginho and Kovacic, even if Kante is available and fit, with Alonso on the left side. I'm going to go with Willian, Giroud and Mount as that front 3, with Pulisic coming off the bench. Baron.
Disagree with that, lad. Disagree with that.
Okay.
We'll play with the back 3. It's been the formation of recent matches, not through the whole season. Always tried to play with a back 4, but I think with a back 3, like you said, the players that Alonso on the left, Reece James on the right. I think Kante will go straight into the team.
Yeah, that's a big one, right? He hasn't played though this season, right? Kante really, since the lockdown. Obviously, his family have some heart problems, right? So I think that's the main reason why they were being extra cautious with Kante.
Yeah. But I think I think that with the formation, I think and obviously the player that he is, I think he'll go straight into the team with Kovacic in the middle.
I'm pretty sure Jorginho will play. He had an absolute hell of a game the last time we played them in the league, right? Or was it the time before that?
Yeah. He did.
It was a time. It was a time before.
Yeah, he came off the bench, right, and completely turned it around. We were dominating and destroying Chelsea, and then he came off the bench and
I don't think he's gonna start.
Jorginho, no.
Yeah, I don't think he will start.
So I think definitely Pulisic will start. That's a given for me.
I don't think so.
I'll tell you why. No. Wait a minute. You had your say, don't me. Pipe down. My turn. Pulisic will start. Fact. Tank fact. All right.
hey, Baron, I can't wait to get this to burn.
Look, right. No, wait. I'm not done, boys. I'm not mercy. Pulisic will start. Tank fact. All right. And it's because of his pace. Arsenal have probably one of the slowest defences in the Premier League, especially now Bellerin has lost probably fucking 5 yards of pace. So there's no doubt about it in my mind. Pulisic is the big threat from this game from Chelsea. He's been in incredible form, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna yeah, if we don't contain Pulisic, it's a Chelsea victory. So
yeah, but he's not the only player, to be honest. There's Willian on the right, Mount in the middle, and Giroud up front. So yeah, that's a lot of goals shared between them this season.
I think Giroud will be contained. I think we got the defenders to deal with the Giroud. I don't think we got the defenders to deal with the Pulisic. So
I disagree with that, because Giroud in the air is almost,
Of course, Giroud is an incredible threat. He's incredible hold-up play.
And his goal scoring record in the finals is good.
His goal scoring record has been decent for Chelsea, actually, this season, compared to some of his goal records.
Yeah.
But obviously his main threat is the fact that how he brings other people into play. He adds a good 10% to everybody else's game. And that's what people don't really account for when you're choosing, should this striker start over the other one? What Lacazette's done as well. He's a similar type of player where he's bringing people into play all the time and maybe doesn't get the credit he deserves for that. Let's go through this Arsenal team then.
Well, hold on.
Wait, I said type fact, boy.
Okay, so I'm going to go to Baron then. Baron, your front three today are going to be who?
Willian, Pulisic, and Giroud.
Okay, so where does Mount fit?
Mount's in the behind them.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, then who's your you lot will operate in a 4-3-3 or a 1-4-3-4 formation.
Yeah,
because it doesn't work. It doesn't.
No. It does. Because Mount's just hyper.
So who's your two holding midfielders, or are you only going to have one?
Kovacic and Kante.
Okay, and then who else?
That's it.
Alonso
Kovacic
on the left, James on the right.
Yep.
Then who else?
Rudiger, Zuma, and Azpilicueta.
Okay, then your front three.
Pulisic, Giroud, and Willian.
Okay, well, no Mount then. Because if you have Mount, as well, you'll be illegal. You'll have 12 players on the field.
He's having arithmetic problems.
Cut that out, man.
No way. You put that shit in, especially if
It's interesting. It's definitely interesting, but Mount and Pulisic are definitely playing. I can't see a scenario where those two don't play.
Yeah. All right, so you say William comes out, right? You say
if
William
anybody,
comes
William. If not, then Chelsea change their formation.
Well,
Whether they'll be brave enough to start 4 at the back, or they have to go to the 5, that will be the big question of whether William gets in the team. But Arsenal will definitely start a back 5. I'm convinced about that, and therefore Chelsea will probably try to match the system, and if that's the case, then probably Willian drops out. Although he's also been in great form, you can't deny that either.
Yeah, he missed the last game. He missed the last game through injury, but
I just think that Pulisic is such a huge threat against Arsenal.
I would love to not see him on the team. I'd love him.
He's the only one that gives me any concerns. The rest of Chelsea are like Baron. They're just all talk, no end result, really. I think.
Well, let's go on to the Arsenal probable team. Let's go on to the Arsenal probable team. I think obviously Martinez will keep his spot.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal's back 3, which I am very, very nervous about. With Mustafi being injured, I think it's going to be a Holding, Luiz, and I think Kolasinac back 3. Bellerin on the right, Tierney on the left as the wing backs, Xhaka and Ceballos, and I think everyone's pretty much would probably agree with Pepe, Laka, and Uber up front there. Baron, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that I agree with that lineup. I don't know if Pepe's going to start. I don't think he's going to go that attacking. Aubameyang, Lacazette, Saka. I don't think he's going to go too attacking. I think it's going to be more containing Chelsea. Obviously, they're going to have a lot of the ball, so these guys are going to be just running around and trying to get the ball off Chelsea.
Dang.
There's definitely more selection dilemmas with Arsenal than Chelsea. There's a few factors because Saka in the basically since lockdown maybe, or at least the last few weeks, has not been really at the races. So he's the big one. I think if Arteta has seen Saka playing well in training, then it completely changes everything. Because I think Martinez will keep his spot. Leno, I think, just the match fitness. And it would be a crime, really, to drop Martinez after his performances. And 10 years, he's the longest serving club at Arsenal. So to drop him now after how he's been playing would be really harsh on the guy. So I think Bellerin, Holding, Luiz. And then, like I said, if Saka is looking good, I think Tierney will be the third centre-back.
Yeah.
With
Saka
playing left back. Ceballos, he's been incredible. Hopefully Arsenal snap this up. Looks like we got him on another 1-year loan deal. Xhaka has been incredible. Turned everything around from the booze that he was getting to everybody, realizing now that if this guy don't play, Arsenal are not half the team. So, if you want to do something different, if you don't like Xhaka, then we got to buy someone big and new. But Pepe for me starts. He's he's our most creative player in the team. He's got creates the most chances. Ozil was the only other one, and he hasn't played for half a season, and yet he's still right near the top or at the top of the chances created this season, which is a real shock and shame. Obama and Lacazette. The only thing, like Baron was saying, if he does think that Chelsea will have a lot of the ball, then maybe he will look for Nketiah instead of Lacazette. Because Nketiah's a dog, he will run around a lot, he will chase everything down. So that could be a factor as well.
I disagree with Mustafi.
Should we get him on the show?
What? Mustafi is not available, Baron. Mustafi's out until next season.
Oh, right, okay.
Hey, Tank, say it.
Tank fact! And I want to point out, for all those haters out there who say Arsenal got a shit defence, Chelsea have a shitter defence. That is also a Tank fact. You can check the tables this season. We've conceded less goals and lost less games. Facts.
But Chelsea have scored way more goals.
Whoa. We're talking about defence. How many goals did your defenders score? Other than Marcus Alonso, probably, right? Who's basically a left striker, not really a left back.
Rudiger scored quite a few goals.
Shit,
Azpilicueta done quite a few assists as well.
Have you got the facts for these? Man just pulls his stats out of thin air. Where's your stats, boy? Alright, Dommy, move us on before I lose my shit with this guy.
All right. Do you want to go briefly through some strengths and weaknesses for each team, or do you think?
I mean, we kind of highlighted it there. In terms of getting at Chelsea, I think it will be sort of a counter job. I don't expect Arsenal to try and go ball for ball. We did actually do very well against them in the last game, of course, until we had a man sent off. Chelsea still couldn't beat us with 10 men. That incredible goal there from Mr. Gabriel Martinelli. It's a shame that he missed the end of the season, because I think he could have been a real asset. And obviously we expect big things from him in the future. But yeah, it's going to be a straight up try to make the most of that Chelsea defence. There's plenty to get up there, especially if Kepa plays. That would be a godsend. But I think you're right. I think Mr. Caballero will get the shirt. But yeah, I think just get at that defence. Their centre-backs especially are very poor. Reece James is a decent player, a decent prospect, but he's still a novice at the end of the day, right? So I would definitely look to exploit him. Azpilicueta is getting older, but he's had a very good season, to be fair to him. And if Kante doesn't play, then I think it makes our job easier. And Chelsea have lacked that protection. But yeah, like I said, their defensive problems have gone on all season. So it's not a straight up, if they put Kante in, then they're going to be more secure.
Baron, what do you think? I know it's very, very hard for you, but try and see if you can find any point of weakness for Chelsea for Arsenal to expose. I mean,
so you were saying that the defence is poor. There's Zuma and Rudiger and Azpilicueta. That's hell of a defence. Anyway, Caballero will start. So it's obviously a bit more secure than having Kepa. I think that Arsenal will try and exploit the corners. Chelsea have really conceded quite a lot of corners this season, and that's
Arsenal
been
as well. I think actually Arsenal have the worst defence from corners. Actually.
Oh, right.
Yes, I think we are. Yeah, let us win that.
There's probably going to be a few set piece goals today then.
I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised about that.
Obviously,
I think,
Mount and Willian are good free kick specialists as well.
Very good,
Yeah. So
David Luiz can strike a ball, but he hasn't done one for Arsenal yet. I don't believe.
Hey, Baron, tell Tank it's your turn to speak.
Yeah, sorry, it's my turn. Thanks. So I think Chelsea's going to have most of the ball, so Arsenal will play on the counter.
But you said Jorginho's not going to play. So I think if Jorginho doesn't play, then I don't back your possession statistics.
I don't think that's so important in like. Obviously he's great at keeping the ball and spraying the passes, but then you got Kovacic and Kante. These guys,
but they're more work dogs, right? Of course they can keep the ball, they can pass, but
it's not. No, I didn't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that they'll keep the ball, but they'll run with the ball. Run with the ball, so they'll have a lot because Kovacic is one of the guys with the most successful dribbles in the league. So. He's always.
I have to say, I think if we do the Saka tactic, then we will have a lot more possession. If we do the Kolasinac one, then I think Chelsea will have the ball. But I love this tactic when Saka's playing this left wing back because it was really helping Arsenal early on in the season. Xhaka actually ends up being the left back, and Saka becomes a left midfielder. And teams just didn't know how to deal with it. And Saka got most of his assists in that period. Which is, I don't know, like it's a lot more than Mount this season. Let's put it that way, right? Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of Azpilicueta and Reece James both playing because that's kind of what they do. They're obviously both right backs, or right wingers.
Okay, so when you look at the Arsenal team, where do you see like he's the guy I need to get at? Where's the weakness?
I think that you're going to have a problem on the right. I think that's where you have to.
Wait a minute, we need to clarify this because I know you've struggled with your with your left and rights in the past.
No. It's Reece James and Azpilicueta. Both.
So down if they both Tierney, Saka, Kolasinac /
That's
side.
it. Okay. So if they're both playing, because Azpilicueta's the kind of the false centre back, really.
See, I would say the opposite. I would say you're more of a threat down your left because that's where we got Pepe, and you will have Marcos Alonso. So Pepe don't know how to defend, and Marcos Alonso loves to get forward. So that's
and he doesn't know how to defend either.
Yeah, so that could. I tell you what, I think this could be one of the best FA Cup finals in a long time.
Yeah, it could. It definitely could be. I think that with both teams attacking rather than worrying about the defense, I think that it could be a high scoring game at the end. Like you said, a very entertaining attacking match.
So Domi, what do you see as the big weaknesses in both teams?
I think Chelsea are well balanced. I think where I think we can really hurt Chelsea is the spacing behind Alonso. Yeah. He's not very well known for his defensive capability. So maybe on transition and counter attacking, can we get Pepe into that space and going at maybe Rudiger, who maybe playing left of the three? Right. I think from previous games, it's clear to see there's been a lot of goals coming from Azpilicueta's side and Reece James's side. There's been probably about 3 or 4 goals in the last 3 or 4 games where Azpilicueta has been sort of isolated, caught with the spacing behind a lot. I think Uber's gonna hurt him in that sense with his movement and his runs. Little runs from out to in coming off his blind side going into the centre to support Laka for crossing. Right. I think Azpilicueta is definitely one to get at. He's obviously aging, so I think that's an area where the space behind him will be, I think, a potential attacking threat for Arsenal.
Yeah, that's why I really hope that Arteta's brave and goes with the Saka option, because if you got Tierney, Saka, Xhaka, and Aubameyang all attacking down that left side, I think it could be very dangerous.
Yeah, agree. I think Chelsea are still in that phase of getting to know who they are. I think they're brave on the ball. They play out. They like to play against the press. But I do feel that they do turn over the ball in their sort of defensive third when high press. So I really would like to see us actually high press them at least at the start things like goals, they can, during their build-up they struggled, and I know Liverpool are on a different planet compared to some of the other teams in our league. But I do like us when we high press. We've really high pressed against Leicester in the first half.
We're also getting better at dealing with the high press, right? We're getting a lot better at coming out the back. The football out the back in the last few weeks has been really, really good. Under Emery, it looked very disjointed and there were lots of mistakes. But under Arteta, there seems to be a bit more understanding about how to do it. I heard Martinez even talking yesterday, and he was saying that Arteta had pointed out like little details which have made a big difference. For example, just which foot to control the ball with, and it gives him more time on the ball. You think that's something so basic, but even these players at this level are still acting more naturally, taking the ball, controlling the ball with their stronger foot rather than with the foot, which will allow them to play out better. So it definitely, I think you can see that they look a lot better, a lot calmer. Maybe Martinez is better at it than Leno. Maybe that's also something to consider. He's obviously Argentinian. He used to be a striker growing up. It was very interesting listening to his story actually the other day. Yeah, he moved over, I think, when he was 16 from Argentina, just because his family, couldn't afford to eat. He was saying that there were days where his parents would go without food so him and his brother could eat. And so he decided to take that move to Arsenal, even though everybody didn't want him to leave. And obviously it was a big risk for a teenager, but just to put some money on the table for his family. So incredible guy, 10 years, longest servant, like I said. And he definitely has earned this cup final performance. What do you see as like Arsenal's biggest weakness versus Chelsea's strength? What are you worried about for Arsenal?
If we high press against Chelsea, which I think, you got the risk and the reward there, right? You got the reward of winning the ball high up with some of our attacking players and going straight at them. Obviously, the team, their space is obviously when a team has just lost the ball, that's where the most space is. I think the way, it pains me to say it, but I think when Arsenal high press and the two Chelsea holding midfielders, whether that be Jorginho and Kovacic or Kante or a combination of those two, they like to try and build and those two like to try and receive it. And how I've sort of looked at how Arsenal have high pressed previously, if they pressed with Ceballos and Xhaka.
Yeah, right. I've never seen Xhaka making so many forward runs as well. Not just with the pressing, but he's actually getting in the box. It's very good to see. I really like that. Yeah,
so if that does happen, I think what Chelsea will start to do is they'll start to bring Mount to come underneath this, come behind in the spaces, right in front of our back three. I think Mount will come in and operate the space just in that hole, in between the lines. And I think if Chelsea find him and potentially beat the press, that could be, potentially 3-on-3 situations for us, and that maybe won't be as good. I think Chelsea in wide areas will be pacey, whether that be Pulisic or Willian or whatever. But I think that's where they could potentially hurt us. And obviously, based on the amount of goals and where they've scored them is from wide areas. Willian crossing, Reece crossing, Azpilicueta crossing, Alonso crossing, and Giroud is one part of his game is that extremely strong is his heading, his runs in the box, his movement, and I think that's definitely going to hurt us.
So Baron, you must be really grateful for lockdown, right? Because obviously Leicester were set to get that Champions League place. And also Mount was looking shocking through the most part of the middle of the season, and now with the rest he's had in lockdown, it seems to have come back a little bit.
I think Leicester before the lockdown won 2 games in like 8 out of 8 games before lockdown, so don't think that was Chelsea's fault. Don't think that's related to Chelsea at all.
Well, what about Mount though?
Mount. The problem with Mount is he was essentially playing what kind of Pulisic's role before. Pulisic kind of cemented himself into the team. It was a more attacking position, but now what Mount is doing is a lot of defensive work. So there's a lot of high press.
I forgot, right? He's a deep lying midfielder, right? Or a third centre back.
But he's doing a lot of high pressing, a lot of defensive duties, as well as attacking. So the way he high presses is something that it has been key to Chelsea and will be key today as well. If he does play, it's not his it's not only the attacking threat. The high press is very good against the if Arsenal try and play it out, this guy together with Pulisic,
what
if they play
happened
both
to
play.
Your worldie Billy Gilmore? Didn't you say he was like one of the greatest players on the planet? He's next Pirlo.
That was what Roy Keane said, actually. Believe it or not. But anyway, he played against Liverpool in the
He had
FA
a
Cup,
shocker, right? The last game that he played, and he got pulled off.
It's a lesson in life, and sometimes young boys have to go through the harsh realities of life, and and he's only 18 years old, so I think that he's got
a few more years before he's going to be the world class player that you think he is.
But first Hudson-Odoi will be.
Well, this is actually to be fair to him, Dommy. There's been a lot of criticism of Hudson-Odoi, obviously his off the pitch antics as well, but a lot of criticism for his on the pitch performances. And actually, when you look at the statistics, like his assists and goal record this season is actually pretty decent for a young 18-year-old coming into the team. And yet he seems to have been a bit frozen out by Lampard of late. But I think he has basically a goal or assist every 3 games, which for an 18-year-old kid breaking into the team from wide position isn't bad.
Has he played about 5 games though?
No, he's actually played a lot more games than people realise. A few more substitute appearances than starts, but he has actually been involved quite a lot.
Again, today he might have an impact today, because it's like Ross Barkley and Hudson-Odoi. Usually they're coming off the bench and making it again.
I think less likely today. I think it will be Kante or Jorginho, like whichever way that debate goes.
I don't know. I was a question mark about Barkley, because he's one person that I don't know that he could potentially start. Who knows? But it's a question mark with him, because sometimes he starts, sometimes he doesn't. He's very he's used very kind of expansively, but I think that again, if he's coming off the bench, Abraham's on the bench, and Hudson-Odoi is on the bench. I mean, these guys can make a huge impact. Yeah, exactly.
Options for sure. So what's left, old meat?
Well, we might as well look to conclude the FA Cup preview with a prediction, or we can spice things up with a little bit of a bet.
Well,
we advise our listeners to gamble responsibly.
So let's go through these predictions, and then we can add some meat to it.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go with Baron first, because he always changes his opinions and predictions to copy.
Right. Okay. No, what? I don't get that. Anyway, I'm my own man. Go on, carry on. What are you saying?
What's your prediction, Baron?
What's your prediction, man?
All right. Okay.
What are you saying?
Man's just trying to defend himself like he's in a court case.
I'm gonna say 4-1 to Chelsea. I know. I'm gonna go for it.
It's a bit of a wild one, I have to say. So who are you saying as your sort of guaranteed goal scorer?
I'm gonna say Giroud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back against his former team.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dog meat.
Heart and head says 2 different things. I'm gonna go with my heart, and I'm gonna say Arsenal to win 3-1.
Oh. Okay.
Ooh.
Guaranteed scorer.
And again, that's the
David Luiz.
That's the heart. That's the heart speaking.
Who's your guaranteed goal scorer?
I'm gonna throw it out there, I'm gonna throw it out there with like a Xhaka goal from distance.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So I think
throwing it out there, throwing it out there.
I think Dog Meat definitely gonna have the worst odds on these bets in the bookie.
2 goals.
So tanked facts. It's gonna be. You know what? Honestly, this game can go so many ways. I can see this unfolding, but I think Arteta's tactical masterclass is gonna be the difference. I'm gonna go for an Arsenal win, and I think there's gonna be a few goals. I think there's gonna be a few goals. No, this is the problem. If I say Arsenal win, then I have to say it's hard to say 3-2. But I think it's more likely to.
No, it's not. You just say 3-2.
I just think that.
Hey,
Arsenal,
by the way, that is a very common scoreline with Arsenal and Chelsea. By the way, that 3-2.
Stop tampering with his mantra. let the man like.
I'm gonna do it. All right, because I honestly like it could end up being like a 2-2 penalty thing, but I'm just gonna go for 3-2 Arsenal, guaranteed scorer, only one man, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
Okay. All right. So you've gone 3-2. I've gone 3-1, and Baron's gone 4-1. So not really as close as what our Twitter poll has said.
Yeah, but the Twitter poll was pretty fair. I would say the Twitter poll of like 52% is more going to be like the possession stats rather than the scoreline. So I'm. Oh, you know what? I've already put it out there now, so I have to kind of stick with it. But I can definitely see a 2-0 or something as well. But yeah, I think I would have gone for 2-0, but I'll stick with my 3-2 because I think Arsenal are going to struggle to score 3 goals. That's my only issue. So I definitely.
Wait, hold on! Didn't you just say they had the shittest defense?
Yeah. I think we'll definitely score 2 goals, definitely, and it's just whether we get the third or not. So then there's a few scenarios which open up. But I don't see 2-1. I just don't see that as a scoreline. I think there's going to be more goals. I'm going to stick with my 3-2. Let's do it. About my blood clutch, Jan.
All right. So thoughts on a little bet. We'll put some money in. We have each our score lines. We each have our goal scorer, and then we divvy up. So X amount goes to the correct goal scorer, X amount goes to the correct score, or something like that. Or do you want to just have a straight out old school bet?
Let's have a straight out old school bet. You got to get your scorer and score line, and it's 30 quid.
Okay.
I need my Baron is 30 quid up on me this season on bets, so I need to pull back 30 quid.
Okay, I'm up, Baron. I'm up by 1, right? By 10.
What's that? Sorry? Yeah, you are.
He can hear Tank when he owes him money.
Yeah. You're up by 10, plus 10, yeah.
Okay, so
I just want to point out before everyone thinks Baron's got the better of me this season, I'm actually winning bets 2-1 at the moment. It's just the amount of money as we're not evenly dispersed. So, Tank facts still reign, right?
Baron, he can win 10 bets, but so long as my 1 is worth more than theirs 10, it don't matter.
Exactly.
And that right, Baron?
Gamble responsible.
Man can't even speak. I can't believe I lost money to this man.
All right, so are we all putting $30 in for our goal scorers and predictions that we just said?
Yeah. Baron?
$30, yeah? Okay.
30 quid. 30
pounds.
Oh,
30 squid.
Yeah, sounds good, yeah.
No squids. I want Great British pounds.
Yeah.
Not good. Francs.
Yeah, he's going to give me, trying to sell me some fucking Indian rupees or something.
That's definitely Baron's.
Alright, so guys, you can check out our stuff. It will be on YouTube, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. You can follow us on Twitter, TDS_the Dog Show. And yeah, that's a wrap. That's for the preview. We'll be back with our reactions straight after the game. See you later.
Alright.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Obama who?
I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention. If Chelsea win, Wolves go to the Europa League.
Yeah.
That's what I forgot.
Yeah. Actually, that's a big factor. Arsenal obviously got a lot on the line. We got the Europa League, just playing in Europe. We got the extra money for the transfers that we will have for next season. Be able to keep players easier. You'll be able to bring in players better. So there's a lot on the line for us.
I think if we win the FA Cup, we keep Oba, by the way.
You think so?
I think if we don't, then I think he might go. He's definitely going to get a good paycheck, that's for sure.